Mason Mount to Manchester United is a deal that is definitely happening. It's something that everybody should jubilate about if you're a Manchester United fan, as this deal is definitely almost done, with Manchester United trying to make sure that they can land themselves one of the best midfielders in the world. That is Mason Mount. A lot of things are definitely happening. Hello everyone, and thank you for being part of the United chapter, and make it a point subscribe and ring that notification bell so you do not miss it on whatever we've definitely got to bring to you, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Manchester United related, right up here at the United chapter with me, your host Abu KALS, as we talk sports and as we talk Mason Mount's transfer to Manchester United, one that is definitely going to be happening. We've got a big possibility of this transfer happening, as Erik ten Hag is interested in this gentleman. Erik ten Hag is more than interested in bringing Mason Mount to the club. Manchester United and almost everybody at Manchester United definitely would like a midfielder like Mason Mount. For those of you who do not know who Mason Mount is, you will remember that Mason Tony Mount is an English professional football player who plays as an attacking midfielder or a central midfielder for Premier League club Chelsea and also the English national team. You will remember that Mason Mount has had a few problems with his former club, anyway, still current club Chelsea, and he's been looking for a move for some time now. And you'll remember that a number of clubs are interested in signing this superstar, and clubs that are interested include Chelsea, wanting to make sure they can have him because he is going to be entering the final year of his contract. A lot of things that are happening, trying to negotiate his deal so that he can remain at the club Chelsea, but he is not very much interested in remaining at Chelsea. As for months, Chelsea has tried to make sure that they can retain him, but things have not gone on as planned for them. And leaving alone Chelsea, I'll be back with why he's not interested in remaining at the club Chelsea. But for now, let's see which clubs are interested in Mason Mount and what are the possibilities of him joining Manchester United. Which possibility, which percentage? Anyway, leaving Chelsea alone, Liverpool are also interested. Liverpool have also come out and said they would love Mason Mount, with the fact that Chelsea having a lot of financial problems, with them looking at also selling and buying a few football players. Liverpool definitely also is trying to take advantage of the situation so that they can get this wonderful football player. So Liverpool and Chelsea plus Arsenal are also Arsenal is also one of the clubs that is interested in. I can see Arsenal, I can see Manchester United, I can see Chelsea, Liverpool, plus Newcastle United also coming up and saying they will definitely be very happy when they sign this gentleman, Mason Mount. So it will be remembered that Manchester United for some time has been looking for a midfielder, perfect attacking midfielder. I mean, they've got some very nice attacking midfielders at Manchester United, but Mason Mount is also one that is definitely very, very good, a perfect midfielder, attacking midfielder, and also a very good central midfielder, we can say. But I will remember that Mason Mount can be a I don't know how can call it, we can say a versatile midfielder, one who can on some occasions go to the defensive midfield. If things are not going on quite well, he'll go in the defensive midfield and play it comfortably. And central midfield is a thing. Attacking midfield is definitely also a thing. So getting a football player like him is definitely quite a brilliant idea for any club. So it will be remembered that quite a big number of clubs have been interested in Mason Mount, and right about now, Manchester United emerging as the top club that is holding the biggest percentage of having Mason Mount. Is Mason Mount himself interested in joining the club Manchester United? I'll give you the answer, and the answer is definitely yes. And we'll be looking into statistics of Mason Mount and how he's performed the last season, and also seeing is it worth him joining Manchester United, or it could be another waste of money. So with quite a big number of clubs that are interested, in joining the race for Mason Mount. You'll be remember that the previous week, Jordan Henderson from Liverpool said Liverpool definitely. Jonathan Harrison is a football player of Liverpool, and he came out and said for quite a long period of time, Liverpool have been looking for a perfect midfielder, a very good attacking midfielder like Mason Mount. And if Mason Mount is definitely available, then Liverpool should definitely go for him. So it brings in quite a bit of competition, quite a lot of competition for this gentleman. So, but realistically, who's going to be able to take a Mason Mount? Do you think he's going to remain at Chelsea? Do you think he's going to be at Liverpool? Do you think he's going to be at Manchester United or Arsenal? Arsenal need Mason Mount, but in the amounts, when we look at Mason Mount's contract, Arsenal want him, but yeah, I think Arsenal can afford him. Arsenal can afford him. It's not that expensive to say that he won't be afforded by Arsenal. I know Arsenal do not like buying expensive football players, but again, we've had occasions where Arsenal has been given a blow in case the prices increase. And example is Mikhail Mudryk, who is a Shakhtar Donetsk football player who in the last transfer window was heavily linked to the club Arsenal, with Arsenal giving him quite a lot of international recognition, publicity, and it comes out that Chelsea realizes how good a football player he is, and Chelsea throws £100 million for Mikhail Mudryk, of which Arsenal could note, with Arsenal having spent just slightly over £70 million for their record signing Nicolas Pepe. The last time they spent a lot of money. I don't think they will. I think that's why the reason as why they could not spend 100. They are not known for spending quite a lot of money. But I think Mason Mount is definitely not quite. Mason Mount's contract is not. It's not a big problem. The amount of money that they are paying him, is not a big problem. However, Mason Mount now getting to reality in Manchester United, where I think Manchester United should take advantage for Mason Mount and sign Mason Mount. Mason Mount is being paid just for a world-class midfielder like him, being paid £80,000 per week. That's quite low, and that's why Manchester United should take that advantage and increase the price for him, increase the salary per week for him. So somebody has been asking me about Mason Mount's contract. Can you give us details? Hello, Abu KALS, can you give us details about Mason Mount's contract? Okay, Mason Mount will enter his final 12 months for his deal at Chelsea this summer, and so far no breakthrough has been achieved in negotiations. As I told you, negotiations have been through, and Chelsea have tried to make sure they can win the Englishman, but currently he earns £80,000 a week, which puts him out of the top 20 earners in the Premier League, and definitely, not in the Premier League, but in the club. But definitely, when you look at £80,000 for our Mason Mount, definitely that's not a lot of money. That's not a lot of money. If Manchester United can bring him in, at least give him a £100,000 per week, which Manchester United can comfortably do, because when you see the highest paid a football player is the goalkeeper of Manchester United. Manchester United's highest paid football player is the goalkeeper David Gea, who earns something like £375,000. And spending £100,000 per week on Mason Mount shouldn't be a big problem for the club. I think they can definitely go with that. So Mason Mount, with Erik ten Hag wanting to sign Mason Mount, and saying Mason Mount is one that Manchester United definitely needs. I think it's going to be a very brilliant move for the club, Manchester United, and it's going to be a very brilliant move for the club. for the club Chelsea, if they definitely can come into considerations, come into agreement, because putting in consideration that Chelsea is having financial problems, and anytime now FFP rules can definitely apply, and the fact that Mason Mount is entering his final year of his contract, definitely that means that if he enters the final year of his contract, Chelsea will definitely be losing out, because he will go as a free transfer, and I highly doubt if he remains at Chelsea whether he will stay at Chelsea for another 3-4 years. That is definitely out, and that's one of the big reasons as to why Chelsea definitely need to send him off, need to sell him off, despite the fact that Chelsea are trying as much as they can to keep him. I personally think they should sell him off so that they can balance their books, because they've bought a lot of football players who've not performed anyway, but spending over £600 million in the last few months has definitely been a very devastating period for Todd Bowley, with some sports analysts also coming out and saying Todd Bowley must be having nightmares with him spending over £600 million and not getting what he deserves for the club. But I think the first mistake that Todd Bowley made was sacking his the technical director of Chelsea then, and that was Marina Granovsky, who exactly knew what was happening with Chelsea, how she was running the club. Marina Granovsky was one of the biggest football administrators at the club Chelsea, and when there was a takeover for Chelsea, and when there's a takeover of Chelsea by Todd Bowley wanted a new management, which he now already has, and said goodbye to Marina Granovsky. Definitely things have changed since then, and also the fact that the current manager then also had a few issues with him, and he decided to let him go. And that was Thomas Tuchel. Letting Thomas Tuchel also was a very big thing, a very big mistake for him, and that's why he's facing quite big problems. Then also shipping in quite a lot of football players that are inexperienced definitely has also been a very big football error that he has made. However, maybe he could rectify things, as he said that his plan is for the future, not for now. So Manchester United is definitely going to be taking advantage and getting a few football players from Chelsea, and quite also big other football clubs are looking at getting football players from Chelsea, as Chelsea is said to be struggling at the moment. It's said that Chelsea is definitely struggling at the moment. So the fact that they're struggling to sell and buy, their books definitely need to be okay with their FFP rules. This is why they definitely need to get in touch with other teams and make things right by selling and sell. I think they will do a lot more of selling than buying. They've got quite a broad squad, with the fact that some clubs have come up. Some clubs have definitely come up, like Bayern. Not Bayern. Juventus had a 10-point deduction because of the Italy football rules that were bleached. So Chelsea also needs to put in consideration that something like that can definitely happen to them anytime from now. So I think Mason Mount, him joining the club Manchester United, that will definitely be great, as Manchester United has decided to be part of the bidding race, with Manchester United being reported to have had a bidding of £55 million for Mason Mount. We are waiting to see which other clubs will be putting in their bids, as Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester United and Chelsea are the clubs that are interested in Mason Mount. But the fact that he's still at Chelsea holds a big possibility. But him as a football player, he does not want to remain at the club Chelsea, and he's looking at a move away from the club Chelsea. I mean, look at where Chelsea finished in the last season. That was in the best of places for a club to finish in, a top club like Chelsea. So we could be seeing the midfielder having a few months at another club. So somebody has been asking me which clubs has which clubs has Mason Mount played for before? Mason Mount has played for Chelsea under 19, still Chelsea under 23, Chelsea under 18. Vitesse, he's played for Derby County on loan. Even at Vitesse, he played on loan, and Derby County was on loan. Then for the English national team, under 21, and the main team, the national team, and he's been playing for Chelsea. And while at Chelsea, he's not had the best of seasons. Last season wasn't the best of him, with him not managing score. Definitely, that has not been the best season for him, and that's why he's also looking at. For some reason, I can sort of understand him. That's why he's looking for a move away from the club Chelsea, and now Manchester United saying we can definitely have you. We can have you. With a lot that happened last week, I mean, these transfers, things are definitely happening very, very fast, and we could definitely be seeing Mason Mount and joining the club Manchester United. Otherwise, thank you for being part of the United chapter, and make your point, subscribe and ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on whatever we've definitely got to bring to, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Manchester United related, right up here at the United chapter with me, your host Abu Kaz. Thank you and goodbye for now.